This is a Chinese teapot here, made completely out of ceramic.
A specific kind of ceramic
that's highly heat resistant, yeah. And it has built into it in the back here is it's got its own sort of it's got little holes in here. It's perforated so that it works like its own strainer. So I can put the tea directly into this pot with the water, and then when I pour it, I don't have to strain it through a metal screen. So what this allows me to do is to have my tea, the water, and the herbs never come in contact with metal, which is really interesting.
Just a little like
yeah, this is a little burner that I travel with. Yeah, it's really convenient for me. It's all I need. I don't need a big stove. Obviously, I'm not cooking a lot of food, so this I travel with this. I plug it in anywhere. Sometimes I plug it in at rest stops if I need to. You know, go over to where they've got the Coke machine plugged in, unplug the Coke machine, plug in your burner, plug in your Vitamix.
How long? I'm sorry. Where do you get those teapots?
This teapot I got in Chinatown. Chinatown's an excellent resource. The Chinese who live in the United States are pretty wise about certain things, and they keep their prices really low for themselves. And if you go into Chinatown, you can find things like your wild ginseng, for instance, a lot of your herbs, reishi. You can find a lot of the interesting Chinese power herbs. You can find, you need to orient yourself because there's cheap stuff and good stuff, but I buy a lot of my dishes, my chopsticks, my spoons, my forks. These are my favorite spoons. I buy these in Chinatown. These are amazing. They're perfect. Yeah, a little wooden spoon, yeah. A lot more, you know, rather than having the metal thing scraping through my mouth all the time. The big shovel, you know, it's just, this is convenient for me. So, because I'm into trying to get away from as much metal as I can, so that's, you know, the stone mortar and pestle here. Mm-hmm. The ceramic knife here, which keeps my food from oxidizing.
And you have to be careful to make sure that no particles end up in the food, correct, when you're cutting?
No
particles. If a little piece breaks off. Or
yeah, I mean, that's, you can tell the integrity of the blade. If it chips, you'll see it.
Oh, right.
And, it's a pretty sturdy thing. It's just that if it drops, it tends to chip. I wouldn't worry about getting chips of it into my food unless you're cutting, unless you were trying to cut through like a peach pit or something like that.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So anyway, that's what I'm into. I do use iron. I mean, I have, this is my sword here. So that your knife, as somebody who's getting onto a raw food quest, who's actually embarking on that alchemical journey, your kitchen knife becomes your sword. It's your tool. It's like a samurai sword. This is a Japanese knife. It's extremely sharp and has taught me how to respect this tool, because it's sharp enough definitely to cut a finger off with. So I've developed a huge respect, because before I'd only been exposed to cheap knives my whole life, right? Most of us haven't really experienced the quality of what our ancestors were about, because in the past you'd have one knife, whereas today the average person, you go in their kitchen of an average American home and you can probably find 25 cheap knives, but not one good one.
Right.
And so what I'm into is having like one good tool, the one good tool.
You seem to have a nice little pouch for that. What is that, like a little...
Yeah, it's just a piece of leather that I formed myself. It's starting to fall apart now. I've taped it together. But yeah, I respect my tools enough that I want to spend time with them. And if you look, again, through time, past and hopefully future, that's what you see. You see people who care for the things that they have. That knife can be, that could last a lifetime, and I could pass that on, as opposed to a cheap, kind of Walmart knife that is going to fall apart. Yeah, the Ginsu, it slices, it dices, it julienne's fries, and it comes with a Frisbee. Yeah. And then I keep this basket down here, which I'm able to pack. My whole kitchen set packs right into my basket, and I can take the whole thing on the road with me. So I've lived on the road for about 3 years primarily. With a lot of these tools you see here, I found a way to pack them all up really efficiently and maintain my lifestyle, whether I'm in the city, whether I'm in the desert, whether I'm in the temperate zone, wherever I am, I'm able to live this way. And I know what I need now through practice and through time and through learning. And it's a practice and a quest that's unfolded for me. And obviously we'll do that for anybody differently.
Here,
a couple other essentials. Yeah, I like wooden bowls. I've got a bunch of different style wooden bowls here. I like this one, which we'll use later for pouring, because it's got the corners to it, which works pretty good.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's like a work of art.
Yeah, it's made of bamboo, which is a more and more popular building material. We're kind of running out of trees on the earth for making wood out of, and bamboo's showing up as a really great renewable resource. And so if you look at that, you can see that's made up of like hundreds of little chopsticks almost that have been sandwiched together. Same with this cutting board here. This is a great tool for shredding garlic, mincing garlic. Garlic is really only pharmacologically active if it's been crushed or mashed or macerated. And so you can run a piece of garlic across this. That'll break it down. And another great tool for raw food chefs is a microplane. This tool started off as a auto body tool. It was for grinding the metal on the side of a car, and somebody's wife picked it up and used it in the kitchen, and since then this company Microplane has sort of been born, and there's 100 varieties of these, and this is the sharpest, most fantastic tool for garlic, for onions, for herbs, for ginger, things like that.